Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Bitcoin here, taking a look at the recent price action and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into it, you know what to do, and with all that said, let's make a start on this brief technical analysis for Bitcoin. So BTC paired up with USDT on the hourly chart. Binance is our data source here. And, you know, we've actually seen some pretty interesting kind of movements in the space. Let's go ahead and first focus in on these micro movements. So we had this three-wave structure, and yesterday I was saying I was expecting rejection from this area here, this kind of yellow box, which was previously acting as a little bit of support. We lost it and now has become resistance. We can also see that this is where we've come up to recently here. We had the breakthrough, we pushed all the way up and we came a little bit higher. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, my original expectations were that we retest this area, get rejected from here, we come down and we actually test this low area, previously resistance, turn it into support. Now, we didn't actually come down as low as this, as you can kind of see. We actually rested on this white line here, which if we scoot back this way, we can see from over here on the 25th of November at 6 a.m. UTC, we actually had this wick to the downside. This also seems to be the area of support. So it's actually this little movement here. We've come down, we come back up, we've retested this particular area, then shot back up again. Okay, so interesting kind of stuff. Now, if we zoom out just a fraction here, you can kind of see that my higher expectations in line with some of our expectations from a little while back. We said the double top being 17,190 comes from all the way over this side. You can see that we wicked up to this area here. The expectation though was to come up more towards the 17,274 to 17,447. Sorry, this little yellow box area just here. Okay, so that's still the expectation. Let me just walk you through. We've gone 3 up, we've kind of gone 3 down, although it's really hard to see. It is in there. So if I come here, for example, I can go 1, 2, and 3. It's really quite difficult one to see. It happens very, very quickly. If I come into the 15-minute chart here, and you can kind of see it a little bit. It actually happens probably within the 5-minute time frame, all the way down here. Let's just shoot it back out. Yeah, right in here. So it's really quite a difficult one to see. So only on the 5-minute chart do you actually see that little move there. On the hourly chart, it's kind of invisible, but it is there. Okay, so we come down to this area and then we go up, and it looks like we're going up in a 5-wave pattern. This could be done, it could be complete. I just don't think it necessarily is. I think actually we're going to be going up one more time. So it looks to me like we've kind of done this. So we come up here, this being our wave 3, this being our wave 4. We come back up and of course we enter into our yellow box area this way. So if I go and measure that, bring this in here, you can see if I get another yellow box and I just highlight the typical area that we would be looking for between the 1.236 and the 1.618, you can see it right in there at 17,249 and 17,394. If I go ahead and remove the fib, you can see this little bit of overlap. So this would be my 5th wave expectation, which means today I'm expecting a slight push to the upside before complete collapse to the downside. Now, this entire structure from down here would be a basic A, B, and C structure like so. A lot of people might want to kind of look at this on the 4-hourly as an impulsive structure, but it hasn't got the internal wave counts that would support a 53535. So instead, it's just 335 corrective pattern. Even this side here, we can't really argue it's even a leading diagonal or anything like that. So it does look like this is going to complete a top C wave just at the top here. Once complete, we can then start to break to the downside, which of course, if I do shoot up into our daily chart here briefly for a second, shoot this across, you can kind of see it's a big A, B, this being our B wave, and then we've got to come down into the C wave, and the C wave is obviously going to be a new lower low in this particular case here. So if we bring up our stochastic RSIs, we can take a look and we can say, okay, cool, we are up in this overbought area. We've got to come down, we've got to cool off on this daily chart, but we're not quite ready yet. We've got to go a little bit higher just at the moment. If we go over to the 20-hour, you can see that we did come down. We're now back up into the overbought area. So again, looking like we need some corrections on that 20-hour chart. On the 16-hour chart, same story, up in the overbought area now, looking for corrections in the very near future. Same with the 12-hour chart, you can see that right there. 8-hour chart up in the overbought, so looking for a move to the downside. 4-hour chart overbought, and the hourly chart just cooling off a little bit here. So I imagine some kind of mini surge to the upside, and then bam, we should be dropping back to the downside. So just to kind of recap there, guys, we are overbought on the 4-hour, overbought on the 8-hour, overbought on the 12-hour, overbought on the 16-hour, overbought on the 20-hour, overbought on the daily chart, indicating to us that we have some pretty significant downward price action to be on the very near horizon. So this looks like we're coming towards end of structure here, and a little while back I was saying we were expecting about a 10% or so swing in the market, and we could have been in multiple different areas. I was looking at this. I was looking at it here or down here. Either way, we can see that we have moved up 10 or so percent. If we take a look at it, I can't remember exactly when I said this, 16,000, we've gone up about 8 or so percent. So you can kind of see that we're looking at that. This looks like it's actually taken a lot of that upward momentum now out of play, and we can start thinking about the momentum shifting to the downside and the price action falling a little bit. Now, there is a lot going on in the space today, so do expect some volatile markets. So I'm expecting a bit of a push to the upside. This could be just one wick and then bam, we drop all the way back down again into new lower lows, or it could take a little bit longer. We have positive news today, and we just ride up into this area here, and then over the next few days or so we drop. At some point this market is going to have that rug pulled from beneath it, and it is going to pull that down, in my opinion. But of course, this is just my thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I see it. I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions as I see them. So make sure you do your own research, come to your own conclusions, and all that wonderful stuff. Now, the other thing I do want to kind of just touch on briefly here, if I come up into let's say, let's try this weekly chart here. Might have to move over to this weekly chart. Throw on our EMA lines, this one and this one here. We can see that they are on collision course to collide and cross. This would be a death cross. We're probably a few weeks out from this, okay, but this would indicate that we have some significant downward price pressure here, and this is going to create a lot of fear in the space. This is not something that I've seen many people talk about just yet, so do think that's going to be coming around the corner soon. There's going to be lots of news about death crosses and all that kind of stuff. Understand that these things actually, usually the pain comes beforehand, and there's a little bit of turbulence afterwards before you move back up again. The death cross in itself is just two moving averages, the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA crossing here. And yeah, it's going to be used to kind of, I guess, instill fear in the market. So I don't think people have really spoken about it yet, but it will be coming up shortly, I am sure. Okay, cool. I'm going to leave this video right there, though, guys. So if you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.